Is that like your cool new host voice?
Nah, that's just like old niggas when they get on. We live, baby.
Okay.
We live.
Stop
Who's on
acting
here?
like a jive turkey.
Who's on here? Hey, Tina.
No, man.
Is that like an inside joke or something? Or
Every old person I see get on live does the same thing. Like, how you doing? I'm doing good.
oh, I have the old person that like, well, which the old person meaning my mom, where she it's like always on her like chin for some reason, and I don't know why.
What?
It's like, yeah, like I'll be like, I'll FaceTime her just
Like
so she
the
can see.
camera?
I'll FaceTime her so she can see like, my daughter, and it's like her forehead or her chin. It's never her face. And then she's
Back
like
up.
talking to her. She's like talking to her, and I was like, hey, the whole point is so she sees your face. So please, like, fix that, or we're doing this for no reason. But hey, guys, what's going on? It's your boy Money Mark here, kicking it with two other distinguished gentlemen. Did we decide to keep lifestyle
flashy? We live, baby.
tacky,
All
Chris?
right, we live.
Okay, so we're keeping lifestyle. All right, and then my man Tim, he just goes by Tim.
Just Tim. Timmy.
Just Tim. So we're just gonna call him just Tim.
Timmy.
Just Tim. No, just Tim. I like just Tim. And my man just Tim over here. And then of course, I like to call myself Money Mark. It'd be nice if other people called me Money Mark, but I digress. And another episode of Logical Crazy Talk. Hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah, nothing.
Goodness.
Nothing? None at all?
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Work. And more
And
work.
more work. Yeah, I feel it, man. I feel it. I mean, sometimes you gotta work, you know what I'm saying? You don't work, you don't eat, you know what I'm saying? Like the old folks used to say, you know what I'm saying? I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So how's everybody's week since we got a new officially got a new president? Ain't nobody burning nothing down.
Yeah. That.
Is that how you guys do it? Is that
how y'all feel? Is that how y'all felt? Someone's gonna burn some shit down?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Why?
Because people, cats tried to,
they already
run
did,
up on the
right?
Capitol. Yeah, they tried to run up on the Capitol. What are you talking about?
That already happened.
Yeah, man. That was like, that was way more I feel that was way more organized than people like to admit. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I feel, the fact that they almost got to the ballots and they had to move them last second is like, okay. By accident, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Whatever. This is the conspiracy theory podcast or the, it ain't that podcast. I try to keep those deconstructive theories to myself so I can still be employed. But amongst my friends, there's definitely some theories out there that are floating around. So I'll just leave it at that.
We have the freedom to speech.
Yeah, and you have the freedom to
not have a job too. Isn't that what Parler? What is it? Parler's teaching us. Parler. Is that the app that's getting everybody fucked up? Yeah.
What's Parler? Are you talking about not Parler? Are you talking about Clubhouse? You talking about the Clubhouse app?
No, that's the Clubhouse is that Apple thing. No, I'm talking about Parler. Like it's like
someone told me about Clubhouse.
Everybody's jumping to Clubhouse. It's like a walkie-talkie. Like you have a room and everyone just jumps in and they just talk shit. I guess I don't know. Yeah. People, it's the new.
What does Parler do? Is that not the same thing?
It's kind of the same thing, but it's people trying to weigh in on their opinions, and it's trouble.
Are you sure are we sure we're not talking about the same thing?
I guarantee we're not talking about the same thing.
Hey, man, don't be guaranteeing shit around me, all right?
Clubhouse is Apple exclusive.
Whatever you don't do.
And
don't you ever just guarantee things around me. Right?
I've already have this this plan of leveraging that for something. Wink, wink. But
okay.
Parler is you have to give all your information, and I think that's the app they use to organize that. the capital thing. But anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Coded language. All right. So, everyone had a nice week and nice weekend, and did shit with your family and all that. Okay, I don't care. Anyways, so sports. Yeah. So, anyways, it's kicking things off, guys. We always like to try to start off a little light. So, did you guys watch the foosball game yesterday?
My city.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I watched it. My team's not there, so I don't.
Who's your team again?
Dallas.
Who's your team? The Cowboys? Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. How's that going? To be
It's
so
not.
cool, so lame at the same time. Y'all might as well just be us. You might as well, y'all might as well be the Bears.
We lost a lot of key people this year. I just want to let you know we lost a lot of key folks. So
we have that excuse every year. Don't worry about
it. Whatever.
You'll get used to that line. Man.
Don't worry about it.
My Longhorns look better next year. I'm saying next year's gonna be a good year for us. All right, Texas is gonna look real good next year.
It took forever. All I'm saying is it just took forever. I got out. Back in there. Back in the Matrix. Anyways. So, it took y'all forever to fire that coach. Like, Jesus Christ. He was terrible.
Which one?
He just held on to him. I forgot his name.
Which one?
The last coach that y'all
had.
The
the head coach
you talking about Dallas or you talking about Longhorns?
Dallas. I was talking about Dallas.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever. Anywho, so Jerry Jones is homeboy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. But that's because it's his homeboy, man. Shit, man.
Homeboy, man. Like, hey, man, you gotta start winning games, man. You gonna make it hard for a nigga. Gotta win some games, man. I done gave you all the personnel I could give you, man. Like, why we winning no games, man?
That's gotta be a hard decision for somebody, man. I know we homeboys, man, but you gotta get out of here.
Hey, you can tell that he just knew it was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
I'm not telling you can't be a coach. You just can't be a coach here no more.
No, but I don't even think he was salty at Jones. He was just like, yeah, I know, dude. I suck. He's like, yeah, dude. I mean, what's going on?
All the help I can give you. I don't know what else you need.
But I know about them loser ass Cowboys. What about them Buccaneers? That don't even sound right. What about them Buccaneers?
about Tampa.
How about them Buccaneers?
That is the greatest. Can I say this? White man ever, without being too terrible.
I mean, listen, I don't know who employs you, so I mean, you can do whatever. I mean, you know your employer.
Hey, I'm just saying, he's considered one of the greatest players ever.
Some people call him the GOAT. I don't know.
I have to give it to him. He's hell like to be his age and to still play like that is insane.
That's true. I feel like this season is his toughest season for that march to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean,
and he still did it, and he's still like,
no, he definitely did it.
And he has no like the drive. He has enough money. I know that. He's like, hey, let me just win.
Isn't he trying to pass one of them other guys that they say is better than him? Marino or not Elway, right? Like Marino, right? Or
I don't think so.
Isn't there another quarterback that's won more than he has?
Like rings?
Yeah, or something.
I don't think so.
I think he's trying to surpass one of them cats. One of them quarterbacks. I forgot which one. Obviously, you can tell this is not the football podcast, but well,
I don't know. I know Mahomes about to catch him now. Shoot,
you think so?
Yeah, bro is on fire.
He is fucking like.
I mean, his record is stupid.
Whatever that underhanded toss shit is, looks amazing.
Wait, underhanded, left-handed, right-handed.
He's doing underhand,
right-hand, left.
He's doing like an underhand spiral.
Yeah, there's some weird ass shit. Like you don't see it.
Damn near
going to.
So it's like an underhand spiral. Brett Favre used to do that shit. I actually watched him do that shit against the Bears. I was actually there. I was on I was in like the 6th row on the 50-yard line, and I watched him do that to us on a blitz. Right, it was like the year we went to it was the year the Bears went to the Super Bowl, and it was like his last game as a Green Bay Packer, and I watched him do it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I guess there's clearly a difference between him and Rex Grossman. Was it Rex? Yeah, we had Rex at the time, Sexy Rex. I was like, oh yeah, there's a clear difference between that fella and Rex Grossman. Well, I mean, listen, it's going to be interesting to see. I personally am cheering for Mahomes.
I'm cheering for Tom Brady.
I need the torch to pass. Like, we're tired of seeing you, Tom. It's okay. Let it go. We're done. So
I enjoy watching great people.
I enjoy watching great people.
I mean, Mahomes is nothing but great.
Yeah, but he got time. He got time.
But I mean, you don't think there's
time.
So are there no asterisks on Brady? Are there no asterisks
besides his age?
You mean I'm saying there's 2 scandals. There's 2 cheating scandals that have appeared.
Nigga, ain't cheating. Shit, man, that nigga been playing football his whole life.
There's 2 cheating scandals. Two of them. 2 cheating
scandals. Who cares? That's his personal life. It ain't nothing to do with football.
No, cheating.
No, it was like the.
I thought you were talking about the deflating.
There's Deflategate. That's one, and there was like, and they were filming. They were filming niggas. They were sending people to film people.
That has nothing to do with Tom Brady. It has everything to do with the coaching and the staff. Got caught.
He was throwing the deflated balls, Chris. I'm pretty sure he knows.
He deflated himself. He said, "Man, this football feels good. All right, cool."
Perfect spiral.
Why didn't the other team start throwing those deflated footballs?
Well, listen,
because they took them to their sideline. I was like, "Get these out of here."
Listen, at the end of the day, I mean, it's hard for me to. I mean, obviously, he's the best quarterback in our generation. I mean, hands down, the best quarterback in our generation. I'm a Peyton Manning fan, but I mean, like, can you really argue with that? Like, Peyton Manning, when he finally won the Super Bowl, it just looked like he was just happy to be there. I mean,
God, thank you.
He was just kind of around. He was doing like 10-yard passes, like, pew. The defense was just destroying the other team. So, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's the Chiefs' year, decade, because we've been waiting since Super Bowl 4. So, Super Bowl 4. We don't want to talk about that. Anyway,
but y'all won the Super Bowl last year, though. Y'all won the Super Bowl last year. So I can't talk as much cash as I want to. It's like, since 2004. Well, Tim, you could never.
Nah.
Tim, you could never. All right.
Nah. We've been, I don't know. We've been dreaming about this for a while. Like, the city has been, I don't know.
It's funny. Crazy. You know what's really funny about it is that it wasn't until Patrick Mahomes started winning that I realized that some of y'all jerseys look actually kind of cool. Like, when I was at your wedding, I was like, hey, those jerseys actually don't look bad. Like, those are not bad looking jerseys. For some reason, I confused you guys with the was it the Redskins?
Possibly, yeah. The red and yellow.
The Washington football team.
Yeah, I was saying the Washington football team. Well,
let's not say that. Let me make sure.
Football shirt. And it was like the Caucasians.
Honestly, I've been looking for that shirt for the longest. I want that shirt so bad. But it's like, you buy it, where are you gonna wear it, right? Like,
oh man,
where are you gonna wear it?
I love this team.
Like, just wearing it. I thought about buying it and like wearing it at a conference. Like,
man,
and that day was a day Mark got fired.
I said I thought about it. I thought
it too real.
You better have theme music coming in and everything.
Yeah, but I'll say it like this. I mean, Tom is clearly the greatest quarterback in our generation, the greatest quarterback that we've seen do anything. So, I mean, shouts out to him for that. I think somebody was trying to say something crazy. Was it you that was trying to say something pre-production? Go ahead and make that stupid ass statement you about to make.
Talking about Conor McGregor and
no. The first stupid statement you're about to make in pre-production. Go ahead. About Tom Brady. Man. About Tom Brady.
What was it?
Oh, comparing him to Michael?
Yeah. Stupid.
Oh, I already told you I can't compare that man to Michael, but I was saying he would be one of the greatest of all times in all sports. Like, I saw that somewhere. So I was like, if he wins the Super Bowl, he could be considered one of the greatest athletes ever.
Okay, I want to be as politically correct when I say this, to Caucasians, yes. He's not better than Mike. He's not better than Michael Jordan.
We know this.
In no stratosphere is he better than Michael Jordan. Like he's just not.
Why?
Why? Because
people would argue that his age and performing at this level.
But Michael Jordan.
Great.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan.
He tried and came back with the Wizards, and
that was terrible.
He didn't. He came back and played, and still was one of the top scorers in the league. The Wizards didn't have anybody,
but he didn't.
He didn't try anything. He came. He played until what? All-Star break.
He tried to make it to the playoffs like Tom Brady, and he did not make it.
Listen,
and Tom Brady made it.
Tom Brady's had multiple seasons
to Tim's
where he
point
didn't
win. Is we don't have the same, like Michael changed a lot for as young African American kids. It's a different love for Michael. If Michael was Larry Bird, we probably would be like, oh yeah, he's really fucking good, but it wouldn't be the same impact.
No, so this is what you have to understand is this: when we're talking about greatest, I mean, it makes it hard. First and foremost, I mean, there's not been a marketing campaign that rivals Michael Jordan's marketing campaign.
I don't even think marketing is in the equation.
Yeah,
when you're just talking athlete,
just purely athlete.
Well, no, if we're talking about athletes, so if we're talking about pure athleticism, then both of you should shut the fuck up. Because essentially, there's only 2 seasons where he didn't win a championship. There's only like 2 or 3 seasons where he didn't win a championship. Mike at his prime, dominated everyone.
And Tom didn't?
That's what I'm trying to say, Mark.
But it wasn't.
I mean, I would argue that Mahomes has a better shot at being the best athlete overall because his prime right now, he is blazing a trail. But I mean, Tom has 7 out of 10?
Like, first of all, Tom didn't save the NFL. The NFL was still there. The NBA was pretty much done, right? The NBA was pretty much done.
But I get it.
And like we can just name the quarterbacks that didn't get a championship, and we can name all the Hall of Famers that didn't win a championship because of Michael Jordan. And it's a long ass list. There's multiple eras that were ended. The bad boys were one and done because of Michael Jordan. Isaiah Thomas is probably one of the greatest point guards ever. And he's not going to get that acclaim because there was a Michael Jordan.
There's some great quarterbacks that ain't going to get that acclaim because there's a Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning got his. I mean, who did he really deny for real? Drew Brees got his.
Who else? There's only one more because
Isaiah Thomas got his. Didn't Isaiah Thomas get his?
Didn't Aaron Rodgers get his?
Didn't Kenny get his? And
who else?
Like I'm just saying, Mark, who's the Green Bay quarterback? Are going to get in there, right?
Who's the Green Bay quarterback? But Charles Barkley. I mean, we can name the people. Just, no, not Aaron Rodgers.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre got his. Like all his main rivals got his, except for Buddy from the Chargers. He's the only one. Unfortunately, he's the only one who couldn't make it happen. But everybody else got theirs. I mean, shit. I mean, even what's his name? Kaepernick was able to grab one. So I mean, I'm just saying it was. But there was never a clear. There was clear dominance, but it's like to the point where like everyone knew, like, okay, Michael is here. Like it was never like a thing where like,
true.
Like people just like when Michael went and played baseball, motherfuckers were excited. They're like, we could win one. There's like several documentaries that just document like what's going on. Now Tom Brady is like, I'll say Tom Brady in my opinion is like 1B. He's not 1A though. He's 1B. He can be better than LeBron if you want. If you want to make him better than bigger than LeBron, then that's fine. He can be better than LeBron, but he's not better than Michael. Like it's just not.
I don't know. I mean, for me, like I can't compare those two because that's like what are the how many number of teams are in the NFL versus the NBA? And then
if you were going to bring up questions like that, you should have brought them down in pre-production so we have those numbers.
Did the two?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah.
How many teams in the NBA?
Yeah.
I'm just making a joke. I'm sorry. It's a cheap joke.
But I feel like
the 30 NBA teams.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more opportunity to be great in the NBA versus the
There's
NFL.
32 NFL teams.
I
There's also a difference. You have a defense and an offense. Tom Brady can't play defense. Jordan can play defense. Jordan can control both sides of what's going on there. Tom Brady can't.
and Jordan has to win a 7-game or 5-game series,
And
where
it's
Tom Brady only has to win 1 game. It's not even like.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, prime times it just don't match. Like it just don't match.
No, it doesn't, and I think they shouldn't be even in the same tier. I think Tom Brady should be like, the god of football or whatever the case may be. I mean, that makes sense. I don't think he should be compared to Michael Jordan because it's honestly unfair.
I don't think they
Right.
compared him to Michael Jordan, Mark. I think you did.
No, you did.
I said the
Pre-production.
No. What I
said it was stupid.
What I said was he's going to be considered one of the greatest athletes ever. You said so he's better than Michael, and I said, well, I don't think so. But
Dang. I wish I remembered.
I said one of the greatest athletes ever. That's what I said. You compared him to Jordan, and I said, well, yeah, Mark, I don't think that either.
You know what? Maybe I heard he's going to be the greatest. If he wins this, he's going to be the greatest. And I was like, well, better than Mike.
Yes, that's exactly what you said. So, all right,
So
cool.
so who do you think is going to be the GOAT of football? Mahomes or Brady?
No, Brady. I mean,
Brady.
Brady.
Right now, Brady.
What?
Wow.
Mahomes has like several years. He has to do this for several years.
Mahomes can't have like 3 good years and be
Okay.
like, oh, he's the greatest. This is the
Tim over here tripping.
Bro, look at his wrist.
Give it to him now.
Okay, no,
Give it
hold
to
on,
him now.
hold on now. Hold on.
He's
now.
the greatest ever.
If
He's
you
the greatest we've ever
compare,
seen.
if you do your research, compare both of these people to their prime and their records.
He's still in his prime.
Mahomes, I know exactly, and he's already.
But you
beating.
also have to go. They're the younger generation. Every time someone new comes along, they're gonna be better. It's just how life works.
But I
They're gonna
mean,
have
I'm not
better-
even talking
they're
about
gonna have
like
stats and
better
everything.
stats. I'm talking about winning,
Yeah.
like just pure winning. Like the stats, I could see like he's throwing more yards and scramble, whatever. Like completion is off the charts. But I'm just talking about like winning. Like you can't say like a younger person's gonna come out here and win more because he's
Yeah.
younger. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're gonna win, you're gonna win. Like if you're gonna dominate that conference that
I
you're
wouldn't consider him to be better than Tom Brady, even if he is winning. He could win every fucking game in the season. I'm not going to compare him because he had a good season, or a good year. Like I can't compare the guy right now. Now
Right
he
now,
does this
no,
over
I mean-
like several years. Now I go, oh shit, yeah.
okay. So I would say that. So I mean, I'm not saying I digress. He is on his way to become
Yes, yes,
the
on
GOAT.
his way.
I'm
And
gonna say right
when
now, you're not even better than Russell Wilson.
he is because he's here again. And where is he? Okay. Anyway,
On the
So,
bench.
How many Super Bowls?
We
so
watching the game
does
like
he
we
win?
watching the game.
so right.
He out there watching the game at home, dog.
So I mean, I think
Jump
this
out the
just
window.
adds on. I just think this adds on to his legacy.
Hey Tim, if he paid for Chicago, I'd do the same thing. You know what? He's the greatest player ever.
Why not?
He's the greatest player ever. The greatest
I mean,
player I've ever
isn't it-
seen in my life.
Doesn't that sound like you and Jordan?
Chicago. No, because
Come on
there's
now.
facts. There's facts. There's facts. I'm sorry.
And there's facts about Mahomes. I'm sorry. What do you mean?
No, there's no. I mean, that's not. I mean, listen, denying Charles Barkley a championship.
Okay, so
Denying
when
Charles Barkley a championship is
when
not
he
the same.
beats Tom Brady, what are you gonna say?
Championship Chuck.
Championship, Chuck. I'm just saying.
What are
There's
you
a
gonna
lot
say
of
when he-
guys who are really good who we never may not even get to the Hall of Fame because they just couldn't even. It's like Jordan just came and it was like, oh man, I guess that's that. It's like, yep, that's that.
Come on.
But I mean, listen, I think
Playing my
Mahomes.
man. Yes.
No, I think Mahomes actually is going to be very, very. I think when it's all said and done, if he can avoid injury, which the way he plays, it looks like. I mean, he's very smooth for him to be so young. So, I honestly think that Mahomes is probably going to have. I mean, it's early to say it, but I think he'll most likely have a Hall of Fame career. So, now will that be in the
if
annals?
he continues to play on this level, yes, he will.
Yeah. Now, will it be the annals of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen? Who knows? I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. You know what I
I
mean?
think it will.
But,
my uncle doesn't like him because he's married a white woman. I'm like, what? Why does that matter?
Come on, right?
I was like, isn't he half white? I don't care. Like, wait, what?
And they've been together forever.
What you doing?
Like, it's not like he's
sometimes it's funny.
something,
It's funny
like-
because like I'm not gonna say who in my family says this, but it's just funny because it's like it doesn't matter, right? It's just like nope, they are, and it's like, well, I mean, listen, not everyone says I don't like black. Not everyone says that. Some people meet people and they go, "Hey, you're kind of cool," and that's what happens.
No,
But-
you're in the wrong skin.
I don't. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's a whole
it is
other
what-
subject, though.
it is
I
one of
heard
those
it.
things. It is
Oh,
one of those things that I can't really talk about because it's just like, well, look, dude, like I'm not. But I mean, you do understand that some people just happen to meet people and they happen to like them. It happens. It may not happen often or whatever. I mean, you may think it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. I don't know. That's weird. It's a weird conversation to have. But you know, I went to school in the suburbs, so I mean, I saw it.
real quick off topic because I saw it somewhere. Who's this? The Danny? I don't know her name. The girl that's with the
Danny
baby
Lay?
right now.
Danny
Yeah,
Lay.
she made some song about light skinned chick, or she's a light skinned chick or some shit.
Yeah, colorism.
And yeah, and like women lost their fucking minds about it. But I was like confused, like why?
Because there's a history.
But it's
amongst
but it's
Afri-
okay when like a dark skinned girl says like I'm dark and beautiful and wants to talk about that shit. Not light skinned girls like running around complaining then.
Well, because historically speaking, there are things called the brown bag test. Historically speaking, there have been colorism, like back in the day, like you know, the darker you were.
We're not in the back in the day.
Yeah, but I mean, we're still facing effects from that aspect. There's still even social effects from that. I mean, you have to understand, like just 2 or 3 years ago, your favorite rapper used to say that he only messed with light skinned women.
So I don't care. Like nigga, that's your preference. Like, you can't be mad at nigga for liking his shit. Like,
So
that's what keeps it going around though.
So you don't think that it's rough for a young dark-skinned young lady to hear that all we want to do is mess with light-skinned chicks? Like you don't think that they're okay? Well, I like for us to keep our podcast. So let's talk about sports. So Michael Jordan.
What you got?
Michael Jordan
you got real quick?
is the greatest athlete you've ever seen.
Hold on.
Would you consider him light skinned or dark? No,
I consider him a black man. That's
a problem for me.
That's it.
Like growing up, because I'm dark skinned, niggas is like, oh, you dark skinned, oh, you black as hell.
And how did that make you feel, Chris?
I never cared. Cool.
Well, okay.
So now I tell people, I'm black as hell. People go, you're not that black. Like what?
Can you imagine a world? Can you imagine a world where someone does care that they hear that?
I guess it's a
concept. So the whole world, the whole world has to like live in this like sphere of conscious that you live, or like I mean, because while
if you liked who you were,
while you are browner skin of a darker browner skin, I'm definitely darker than you, and I've definitely felt a very different aspect of that. So I mean, I didn't necessarily like it, and I had confidence in myself, and I thought I could be whoever I wanted to be. I know I can be what I want to be. Someone else
is like, I'm light skinned and I'm beautiful, and I fuck all light skinned niggas. You were like, I can't stand this light skin having that. Like, were you upset with the nigga?
No, but
that's what I'm like. If she wants to feel that way, why am I upset about her feeling some type of way?
Because she could be. We as a culture have moved away from colorism, so why continue to include colorism in your lyrics?
Because it's not all colorism; it's just certain colorism. Then, if you want to just say don't do it at all, that means dark skinned girls can't talk about. Oh, I got mocha skin. Okay, you're done. No more.
I mean, that's not necessarily what they're saying. They're not saying
they are. They are saying the exact. They are literally people that say my black skin is X, Y, and Z. Right?
Yeah. Okay. So you can be light skinned and have black skin. So she can't
say my light skin is X, Y, and Z. Why can't she say my light skin is X, Y, and Z? If someone dark can say my dark skin is X, Y, and Z.
Why can't she
is it a difference?
But you said black skin, not dark skin.
whatever you want to call it, colors, whatever it is, Mark.
But words mean different things.
Yeah.
Words mean different things, Chris. Like
dark skinned women
different
say they can go my black skin or dark skin or whatever. I don't see like. Is
So what's
there a
wrong with them
difference
saying
if
they're
someone says
black
black skin or dark? Nothing. So what's wrong with someone saying light skin?
But why is black skin considered to be like? Why can't everyone just be black? Like you're light skin, you're black, right? Or no? Are you just some sort of hybrid, different thing?
Well, there's hybrids. Obviously, there's niggas fucking white bitches who got hybrid. What are you talking about? There's a hybrid.
But they're black, right? They're considered to be black, right? They're considered
sometimes
to be Americans.
they get to choose. They have a choice.
Listen. All I'm saying is this: especially when it comes down to women. Women specifically have always been judged historically based upon the tones of their skin. And there was always a thing that was actually very popular amongst hip hop, amongst black culture, where it was okay to exalt the light-skinned woman and, treat the dark-skinned woman as X, Y, and Z. That may not have been what you did back in the day. And I understand that you're dark-skinned and you toughed it out with all American confidence, but not everyone is you. And a large majority of people are not you. And you're not a woman, so you don't know. Just because you received it, you may not understand how it is to receive it from a woman's perspective. So if all the black women wanted to say, hey, we're not doing that anymore, and I don't sing, it's none of my business. Yeah, go ahead, Daniel, you fucked up. I don't know. Shut the fuck up. I don't know. Make songs about about other color tones. Make songs about orange and red and green. Shut the fuck up. If the black female populace says we are no longer doing that,
I haven't heard it.
I just find it.
I haven't even heard the song. I just read the article.
You should be able to say whatever you want. If you want to say it, say it. If you don't, if you don't agree with it, don't listen to it.
Okay, but listen. At the end of the day, you speak of these terms, but the only system in which what you're talking about worked was when cats would do that, and then you'd go outside and duel it down with pistols, or you'd punch somebody afterwards. So we're not in that. We're not in that same world anymore. So that whole just say what you want is not a thing. We have rules, we have laws.
If I'm not hurting nobody, you're making it hurt you because you decided to listen to that song and you feel don't listen to it.
But how
you can't tell me how to feel about myself.
But obviously, Chris,
don't listen
feels
to
hurt.
me.
But obviously, Chris, someone feels hurt. And at the end of the day, these
because
singers,
you listen to someone's song.
But at the end of the day, these singers, they didn't do anything. All they said is, but this is the thing, Chris. All they said was they went on their social media platforms and they said, "That's a fucked up song, and we're not going to listen to it anymore." So they have to listen to it? They're doing exactly what you're saying, and they're voicing their opinion. They're saying, like, look, we don't like it. We're not rocking with it. That's it.
And those people are fine. If you don't want to rock with the song, that's cool.
Okay,
but there are other people that felt some type of way. Like, you can't say those things. Like, why can't
they felt that way. They felt that way. And at the end of the day, Danny Lay is a public servant. She's only here as long as we decide she's going to be here. And if we decide that she's not going to be here, she won't be here. That's just how it works. You only have a job. You only have a job until the people upstairs from you. You only have a job until the people upstairs from you decide that you're going to be there. If one day they don't like your face, Chris, they're going to go to HR and devise a nice little trickle-down plan to get you out of there. And within 3 months, you're going to be gone. That's just how it works. This is the life we live. You keep talking this tough, like we have to be tough and we have to adapt. Well, that's what comes with it. If you say something crazy and someone doesn't like it, the populace can decide that we don't like it, and then you're gone. And honestly, this is how the world has always worked. It's never worked any different.
Well, it's just changing to that right now. Like,
you feel that way? I feel like it's always been that way.
No, it's gotten so terrible.
Like it's
just overt in front of your face now.
Yeah. That's
all it is. It's the only difference. People used to get fired back in the day all the time for things they said, for not looking the right way, for not being corporate. I know. I mean, me and you, we all know. We all work in corporate environment. We've seen people who may do a decent job, but they just didn't understand the culture, and they're gone. What's the difference? We all live by these rules. If you decide to do something that's against what the populace decides is normal, and that continues to change, it is what it is. Tough luck for you. Start making songs about about orange bitches. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I mean, look, it is what it is. Like, in this podcast, man, I try to say the N-word less. I try to cuss less. It just is what it is. This is what I'm trying to do. I mean, that's the world we live in. Do I wish I could just drop a whole bunch of MFs and N-words? Yes. all the time. But I mean, I don't. It looks crazy. So you don't do it because you don't want to put that out there. If all the rest of us are living by what our employers are saying or anybody else, why is it that Danielle Lake gets to say whatever she wants to say? No, you don't. We pay to listen to your songs. And if we decide that we don't want to hear that anymore, we just decide not to. Now, Danielle Lake can continue to make that. No one's canceling her, no one, whatever. She can continue to make that. But if she doesn't sell any tickets at her concerts anymore, then it is what it is. You remember that girl, Chrisette Michele? Well, she sang at Trump's inauguration. We haven't seen her since.
Who?
Chrisette Michele?
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. Exactly. She was somebody before she sang at Trump's inauguration.
Man.
It happens. If they decide to cancel you, Chris, you're gone too. Don't worry about it. They'll figure out a way. Let's go talk to HR and like, okay, we gotta construct this plan to get rid of Chris. And the next thing you know, it's like, why is it so uncomfortable here? Hey, Chris, can you turn the camera on during the Skype meetings? Like, what? What?
Oh, man.
Is that a T-shirt, Chris? Yeah, we'd like you to be a little bit more business casual.
From home, man.
From home.
Hey, can you show us your pants? Show us your pants. Okay, yeah, no track pants, Chris. No track pants. no track pants, Chris. You don't think you're gonna be gone?
Man.
I just think that's silly. That's silly. People find reasons to be upset now. I think that's just me.
They've always done that.
Nah.
Like I said, man, it's always happened, and I understand that you feel like it's a new current thing. It's just out and open, and honestly, it's just these celebrities that getting their ass chewed up because honestly, the rest of us have been had to do that. The rest of us have been had to watch what we had to say. The rest of us couldn't just say whatever we wanted to say. It's really only the celebrities.
Well, I mean, Mark, you can say what you want to say it, Mark. Like, as long as you don't hurt nobody or you're not attacking anybody, like, you're fine.
I mean,
bro, but how do you
everybody's like attacking like even YouTube stars, like Instagram people, like everybody's like hypersensitive right now. So I do agree with Chris on that point. But also, if you're a role model, you're in that light, like be better than that, you know?
I mean, I didn't know it was a thing until she did that. And I was like, oh, people are angry because she said she's light skinned. She is. Like, I don't get it.
I mean, I don't know.
That's like me saying, like, I started saying, like, niggas say bad shit about light skinned niggas. Like, oh, light skinned niggas soft as shit. Like, are they gonna all come around and gang up? Like, we don't like that. We don't like you dark skinned niggas talking about us like this. But they don't, because we go, well, fuck you. Oh, light skinned having ass motherfucker. Like,
is that what you do? Is that what you do?
I'm just saying that no one's ever done it. Niggas talk about light skinned niggas. We talk about Drake like a dog. Drake's so soft, light skinned ass. But no one, Drake's not crying about it.
Okay, well, if that's the reality that you see in front of you, okay. I mean, it's fine. Well, that was a colorism conversation that I didn't want to have, but I guess we did. You never know what you're going to get here at Logical Crazy Talk. Please cancel Chris. It's Lifestyle Flashy.
Is that really grinded my gears?
Lifestyle Flashy. Really? Please cancel him.
That grinded my
gears. I personally feel like I'm an ally, and I think that all black women, I agree with all black women. And if all black women decide that Danielle is done, well, you know what? I never listened to her anyway, so I mean,
that's a problem. I don't even know what she sings. I just saw that one song. It was a terrible song anyway, so I was like,
I was like, why you defended it?
Why people hated it? Because I just thought it was stupid. Why is that a thing?
Well, stop thinking, Chris. You're bad at it. How about that? Right. Stop thinking.
I'm just saying that's dumb. All right. Anyways,
moving along. What's up with this Netflix, dog?
Okay, well, that was an awesome transition, Tim.
Well, I mean, over here flicking papers and let me see this.
I mean, I was adjusting my. What we doing? I already knew what the next topic. It's okay. It's Tim. It's okay.
What we doing?
Just Tim. It's okay. Just Tim. It's okay. It's okay. Just Tim. I got it. It's all good. Next podcast, I'll let you do this. Okay.
All right.
Get your stuff together. Right. But anywho, so I know that in the topic of greatness, right? Before we jump on the Netflix, which actually is the next point, in the topic of greatness, I know me and Lifestyle Tacky we talked about.
No money, Mark.
I know. I know you like that. I
Broke
know you
ass
like that
Mark.
too. I know you like. I know you like that too. I know you like that. So okay. Anyways, we talked about greatness, right? I think you brought up Conor McGregor recently just lost. If you guys don't know what he is, he's an MMA fighter. He lost. He's lost before, but apparently, in the topic of greatness, I guess some people feel that disqualifies him to be considered great.
Yes.
And I quite frankly just think he doesn't know enough about the sport. So, but we can talk about it for 2 seconds. Go ahead, Chris. Say that inaccurate shit that you said
Nope.
earlier. Say it.
Anyways, yes, Conor McGregor as an athlete, I just felt like during that fight, he's not the same guy he was. Like, if you look at all the other greats, like Michael Jordan, Floyd Mayweather, like all those other greats, Tom Brady, they don't have like that quit. They're not gonna quit. I understand you get knocked out and all that shit, but it's just like he looked like he was like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this no more. Towards the end, it just looked like it. Like he thought he might have had it the first round. Second round, he was like, you know what? I don't want my leg to fall off, or I'm not gonna deal with this leg problem. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some more punches and get on out of here. There was
Have you ever got kicked in the calf before?
no Mark, but these niggas train for that kind of shit. Like you keep talking to me like niggas is out here just like these niggas train for this. This is what you do, right? So if this is what you do, this is what you do.
Let me tell you, like I played soccer for like I don't know all the way up until high school. Not even played in high school, and the kick in the calf, that shit still hurts, even if you get kicked every game. Like
I'm sure it does hurt. I understand it.
And Tim,
But
these are
how
accidental
many
kicks.
how
I'm
many
talking about
people
precise kicks to the
how
back
many
of your
people
calf.
but no one here is a great athlete at anything. None of us are here for being great at anything.
Okay.
Like
So
you're not the top 10. Like I'm sure if one of the greatest soccer players ever get kicked in the calf, he's still finna go out and play and bust his ass trying to win. And he'll worry about that injury later. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Of course, but he's not gonna produce the same thing.
He's gonna produce if Isaiah Thomas rolled his ankle and it was like a fucking softball in his fucking shoe, and he still just destroyed. That's determination. That's that hunger. That's that monster in you. Greatness. When you don't want it no more, Isaiah Thomas has the option to sit down on the bench. You say, nah, I'm not doing that shit.
Okay. So that sounds very awesome, and it sounds like it would be a great on like a Nike T-shirt or on a Gatorade commercial. So in real life, there are things called
real
techniques.
life, nigga. What you talking about?
Hold on. Yes, and it's real life in basketball.
Don't try to belittle that situation.
It's real life in basketball. It's not real life with a live human who is trained precisely. Like these are techniques that are trained to have a desired result.
Defense, right? You're trained to protect yourself, right?
So John Jones.
You're a fighter.
You're
just a fighter.
What does that mean, Chris? If I kick you with a technique, if I'm exposing you, right? Like if I have a better advantage with my hands and I almost drop you, right? And because I almost drop you, I just start throwing more hands because you obviously can't contain with my hands. And you just kick me. If I'm trying to get you out of there and I'm like, you look wobbly and I'm thinking I'm going to get you out of there. Like, I mean, that's easy. It's called, I mean, yes, it is. Because it's called technique.
Buster Douglas. He got dropped by Mike Tyson, came back and won.
Okay.
And there's something else in him.
There was no one kicking
But you
him
just said,
calf.
but you're still getting hit and punched. You should have went down. You should have been down.
Chris, that's completely like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. Like,
because you're getting kicked in the calf, you can't fight no more. You don't have the dog in you to fight. Once
again, have you ever get kicked in the calf?
Nigga, no, I don't fight.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
So you're talking about like something. So like you're minimizing something very small. Kicking in the calf.
So MMA is its own monster. You got to be a different monster in MMA. Like,
yes,
it's different.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Every single boxer that's walked into MMA has gotten destroyed.
Yeah, it's a whole different sport. But if that's what you trained to do, Mark, you're trained to do. Like,
yeah, but
that's what I'm confused at.
But in a sport,
if I want to be an MMA fighter, then I'm gonna take what comes with it.
Yes, okay. And once again, it doesn't diminish Connor's greatness if he lost to Dustin Poirier, which is like I can understand if he lost to someone he shouldn't have lost to. He's supposed to be able to lose to him. He's supposed to be able to lose to Khabib.
Yeah, and
Connor's
maybe
appeal
I think
and
that's just
Connor's
a
great.
mindset thing too. Like if you go into anything, like I could lose to this person. Like that's crazy. You're
But,
supposed to lose to these people. Like I
but
don't
Chris, I mean, Chris, you're talking
think
about these
that's a
things like,
thing.
but I mean, Chris, there's over 100 different techniques on how to stop a person in mixed martial arts. In
So there should be
boxing, you just
100
not
different techniques to win against a person too.
not necessarily. Some people are just better than you. Some people just have the
So
ability
okay,
to do certain things. If it's chess, it's not checkers.
McGregor
So
beat
if
him the first time, right?
yes, he knocked him out. He
Okay,
caught him early. He caught him early.
okay.
There's multiple factors of why that happened. But if I'm precisely kicking you in the same spot while I'm getting wobbled or whatever the
I'm
case may
sure
be,
there's some
and you
type of
just happen
defense. I'm
and you
sure there's a
happen
defense to it though. I'm
yes,
positive.
yes, it's called checking. But the thing about it is this: you have to go bone on bone to check a kick. Like you have to go bone on bone.
Does that
And Connor was checking the kick. Connor was checking the kick, but he didn't turn his leg enough to be able
so
to
he
go
didn't do
bone
it
on
right
bone.
then, right?
Yeah, yes, because he
Right.
was getting punched in the face while it was happening, and he almost knocked the
Right.
nigga out beforehand. Like I don't
Right.
understand how you almost
But
win a
that
fight.
nigga okay, but that nigga almost got knocked out but didn't. Because he was determined to win. Right? You can look at it that way, right?
But you're using these rainbow words like determination, and it's like
That's the
there's
thing,
actual
Mark.
technique.
That's
There's
the
actual
actual
technique.
thing
But
too.
determination, listen, determination don't means dick if someone just does a better strategy than you do. That's
No, it
all it
does.
was. It means dick. It means that there's a lot of people who
No.
fought. There's a lot of people. Listen, there's a lot of people that Connor fought that were super determined and they got their ass kicked. There's a lot of people that Khabib Nurmagomedov fought that were very determined, got their ass kicked. If I have if I walk in there with a better strategy than you, it doesn't matter how determined you are, and it doesn't matter how athletic
Right.
you
But
are.
those
I'm gonna
guys that
beat the
he
shit out
beat
of you.
weren't determined weren't considered great. Like they're not one of the greatest people in MMA.
Jose Aldo
Conor
was one of the
McGregor.
greatest person
Conor
in that weight
McGregor is
division.
was supposed to be one of the greatest MMA fighters ever, right?
I mean, first of all, before you say anything, I can name you several people that Conor beat that are considered to be great. Jose
Yeah,
Aldo
I'm saying
is considered
what
to
I'm
be
saying
great.
is isn't he considered to be that, right?
Yes,
Like he's
the
like
first double
the
champion.
MMA
And
like
technically, that's not his weight division. He came up in a smaller weight division. I
right.
mean,
They both look huge though compared to the
Conor
first fight.
McGregor. What I'm saying to you is that Conor McGregor has already made history. He's already made
Right.
history.
Right.
So he's already
And
one
I
of the
just said I
greatest
was just
mixed martial arts
disappointed
ever.
in him. That's all I was saying. Is I was
Okay.
to see someone that was supposed to be great. Like I looked at it like, oh damn, like
Yeah.
he just went out like that.
The greats went down.
Like
And
that nigga
all,
was literally talking to him while he was fighting, like it was fucking practice. Like
they were talking to
Yeah.
each other. They were talking to each other.
it,
Like,
it, it just looked real weird for me. Like that nigga was like, "Oh, that was a good hit." Like, good job, man.
Hey, when you know you have that power in the ring, you could talk a little something.
I mean, I don't know, man.
And
Like,
you
I
know
just think,
somebody's not returning it.
I don't know. I feel like when I look at it with Conor, I look at it like this: Conor has never been an undefeated fighter. I mean, he's already lost. Like, so
Yeah,
the whole
he
notion,
had already lost before. I understood that.
the
I'm
whole
not
no,
saying he
so
couldn't have lost. He shouldn't have lost. I'm just saying like it looked bad the way he lost.
yeah,
That's all.
okay. I mean,
Second round.
Dustin Poirier is really. I mean, yeah. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, Dustin Poirier is really good. Like, I don't.
Okay. But shouldn't Conor McGregor be really good too? That's like someone beating the dog shit out of Michael Jordan. You're like, well, he's really good.
Okay,
Like, nah,
but Chris, once again,
it's Michael Jordan.
so to rewind earlier on, and us going back and forth in this, he almost knocked him out in the first round. So obviously, Conor is really good, and Dustin is really good as well, and he eked out. He exposed the fact that he wasn't checking leg kicks, and he
So
won.
now everybody should be able to whoop Conor McGregor's ass now. Next fight, you just gotta kick the shit out of him.
No, not
Might
necessarily.
not have that power.
Or I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, if he just lost the next three, then you'd have something to say. But chances are he's not going to lose the next fight. He may not lose the next fight. It is what it is.
Fighting next.
He'll probably fight.
Is he still fighting?
He'll probably fight.
He's not
Tony
old
Ferguson.
or nothing, is he? Is he too old to be fighting still?
No, he'll probably fight Tony Ferguson.
That's what I was trying to figure. Like, is he old now? Is he old nigga now? What's going on?
He's rich. Like,
Yeah,
he's
okay. That's what
he's
goes
rich.
back to my original statement.
He's rich.
Once you're rich and you're either there, you don't care like that like anymore. You're like, okay, well, shit. That's all I'm
Well,
saying to you,
that's-
Mark. That's
yeah, but I
exactly
mean,
what I'm saying to you.
yeah,
I
but you're
have
wrong.
money. I have my kids. I have my wife.
But
I'm
you're
cool.
wrong.
Why
But
am
you're
I gonna
wrong.
get my ass beaten here and I can't do shit for the next couple of weeks?
But I mean,
You don't have that same monster in you.
I understand that point. I understand that point. But I mean, you're making the point.
That's all
because,
I said.
But listen,
That's
but
my
you're
whole
making
point.
that point, and my point is that you're making that point ignorantly because you never knew who Dustin Poirier was.
What?
You didn't know who Dustin Poirier was. You didn't know how good he was.
That's an ignorant statement because I don't know the other guy.
Yes. So if you're looking at a fighter and you're comparing him, how great a fighter is, and if you have a fighter who's also very great himself, if you don't know that, you walk into that. Okay, well, Connor's just going to do this and that. It's not that Connor.
I didn't say he was going to.
It's not that Connor. What I'm saying to you is this: Connor. He was going to be one of the two. He was not going to win that fight easily. He was going to take some lumps. There was a very real chance of him losing based upon the skill sets. So me walking into the fight, watching it, was I not disappointed in Conor? No, because I knew Dustin Poirier fully could beat him. It was not like a thing. I knew that Conor was going to beat up Cowboy Cerrone, because I just knew the skill sets. While Cowboy Cerrone is very good and legendary in his own right, I just knew that he just didn't have the skill sets to beat Conor. Dustin Poirier did. You didn't know who Dustin Poirier was. And what our original conversation was, Dustin Poirier just did what he needed to do to win that fight. He found the angle in which he could win that fight.
Our original conversation was Conor McGregor.
You're disappointed.
Yeah, I was disappointed. Not Dustin Poirier.
Okay, and I was explaining to you shouldn't be, because Dustin Poirier should be able to do that to Conor. That's a 50-50 fight. Some matchups can go either way.
I mean, isn't that all matchups? Like even
no, because
everyone has a puncher's chance.
Let me. No. That's not Mayweather Maidana. That's not Mayweather Maidana. That's not. You know what I mean? Like, that's not one of those situations. Like, so you're talking about two equally matched competitors.
Let me not make any more ignorant statements.
Yeah. Just shut the fuck up about MMA. Talk about boxing. You seem to know a lot about that. And basketball, too. You can talk about
ignorant
that.
Statements on UFC, because Mark knows all of it.
That's
okay. Move on.
Did the ignorant word offend you?
Trying to piss me off.
I'm sorry. But did you know who Dustin Poirier was?
No, I don't follow that shit, man.
That's my only point. My only point was, yes, he looks disappointing to you because you didn't know that fella across the cage.
But if you beat him once, you beat him the first time. Like, okay, so you should be able to do it.
Did you watch the first? You watched the first fight?
Yeah.
How many minutes? How long did they fight for?
It was the first round, nigga. Why are you testing me about the shit?
I mean, I'm saying, but like,
who the fuck you gonna test about? How many minutes was it? I don't know, Mark. That was like in 13, 14. Those years ago.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was only a couple. It didn't even go long into the first round. He caught him.
I know.
So I mean, like, you get caught as a fighter. It just happens.
So isn't that a puncher's chance? Isn't that
okay?
I just said that.
So that very
thing.
So I'm saying, like, everyone does have a puncher's chance, but you also do understand.
This nigga right here.
But you do also understand. No, it's not next subject. It's not next subject, because at the end of the day, like, you know, skill sets. There's skill sets.
You're right.
You're just grasping at straws. So go on to the next subject matter.
Oh, now you say because
you go on. Yes, since I'm the moderator, I can do that. You're grasping at straws.
Oh shit!
It's all good. So, anyways, man, you know, in conflict, you know how going through conflict and going through these things, you know, it kind of reminds me of relationships. You know, me and Chris, we kind of go back and forth, and I guess this is our relationship. You know, and in every relationship, it's about, you know, you need to spend time in that relationship. You guys feeling that transition?
I like it. I feel
a little bit.
Fuck that transition, man.
I don't know, man. You gonna be butthurt. You gonna be butthurt. The rest of the podcast because you didn't know who Dustin Poirier was.
Hey, remember what you said?
Chris was misinformed.
Words like that make a nigga want to go out and shoot you for done.
You're right.
I'm okay with that shit.
Chris
ignorant isn't bad though.
Huh?
I said ignorant isn't bad.
But he was ignorant. He didn't know who the opponent was.
No, I'm just saying, like, the word isn't bad. Like, I feel like our culture sees it as bad, but nor here nor there.
Well, yeah, because you can't be. Yeah, I don't know why is
In
that?
this world, remember,
Why
in this
is that?
world, it's about how I feel. I feel that way.
That's why
I should be
apologize.
able to smack the shit out of Mark. That's what I feel.
You can do that. You can do that.
Right.
Now, what happens afterwards is
It
whatever
don't
I
matter.
feel.
I'm okay with whatever happens afterwards. What I'm saying to you is we've all established that at this point in time. We're allowed to just, if you don't like something, we're allowed to go, I don't like it. Don't be tough no more.
So is that what you got from that? Is that what you got from that colorism conversation? That's what you got. From that?
No, every time we talk about anything, it's not that way, Chris. Everyone's not tough. Oh my God, no one does things like that. We all allowed to be crybabies.
But Negro, you're not tough. You just got emotional just because I called you ignorant.
Yeah, you goddamn right. Because you talked to me. That was directed at me. I didn't walk my way past you. You said some shit. You're talking to me. Now.
So just be tough, Chris.
So I
just
should
get
be
over
able
it.
to say something.
I should say you did, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It didn't do anything.
As long as
I feel fine.
I can talk.
I feel fine.
I'm not gonna go to my wife like Mark called me ignorant. I'm not gonna talk about you. I'm talking to you, nigga.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh man.
I'm gonna leave a post under your dear Mark. I didn't like how you talked to me the other day.
Better direct chat him.
You could.
I'm
But you're still
directly
sensitive.
to you.
But you're still sensitive about it, though, right?
Yeah, it's fine. I can be sensitive. It's okay to be sensitive.
You live in your feelings? Okay.
No,
well, I apologize.
keep on this weak ass transition so we get to the next topic.
Tim, Chris was misinformed about Dustin Poirier, and
that sounds so much better. So next time, because
he was misinformed. Hey,
words mean things. Words mean things.
Hey. Relax.
Words mean you gotta have the right word.
Yeah, it's full
misinformed
circle.
is a way better word.
Full circle.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
All right. When words mean things to you, then words will mean things to me when they're directed at you. But I feel since you're so tough, and since all of us can be tough, I can just try out this being tough thing.
Don't try it out here.
No, why not?
Try it out. We need to have a podcast together, sit next to each other. Try it out then. Don't try it out here.
What's going to happen then? I'm curious.
I can touch you. I'll smack the shit out you, Mark. You call me ignorant in my face.
I've definitely called you ignorant in your face. I've definitely called you ignorant in your face.
When?
I've called you ignorant.
When?
I don't remember.
Not ever.
Bro, I've called you every name under the sun. What are you talking about? That's just how we talk to each other.
Ignorant.
Because
you probably were a bitch.
you probably were drunk. That's okay. And that's why you probably were drunk. Anyways, guys, just everything, Chris bringing up his wife. One of the things we wanted to talk about, because it's taking forever to transition because Chris has his emotions, is just hanging out with the significant other. So, everybody knows this Bridgerton show that came up, right? Bridgerton or whatever the case may be. It's not the greatest piece of TV, but it's popular. And, it was on top 10 Netflix, blah, 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 blah. So, my significant other wanted to watch it. So I personally didn't, but I was like, okay, well, let me watch it, right? Let me watch it because that's what she wants to do. And she probably doesn't want to watch a whole bunch of YouTube clips like I can do every now and then, right? So we watch it, right? We watched the first 2 episodes. She asked me what I thought about it. I was like, well, it's not really my jam or whatever. But in my mind, I was communicating, I'll continue to watch this with you. A day or 2 ago, I guess, I noticed that it's on episode 5 or some shit. And I'm like,
what is this?
And I'm just like, and honestly, what she doesn't understand is that
spoiler alert.
I was angry. But what she doesn't understand is that if you were gonna watch it on your own, why did you make me watch those 2 bullshit hours?
Man.
Well, why did I have to do that? Like I didn't have to do it. Like I'm only watching this for you. So clearly, okay, I'm gonna watch the whole thing with you, and it's gonna be a thing that we're gonna do. I hate it, but I mean, whatever. I'm married to you, so why not? Let's do it. But you move ahead. It's like, well, you didn't like it. Well, yeah, but you knew that I didn't like it the first place.
Right.
But you made me watch the second episode.
Right. So you dedicated all that time
to
watch it.
Verbally establish that you guys are both mutually liking this show. Like me and Liz started watching that 6ix9ine shit. and we have 28 minutes left. And she's like, when are you going to watch that? And we both mutually said, we're going to watch that together. Because if I was to come back to Hulu and that's like you start from the beginning, I might have a problem.
Bro, it's so tough.
Like, hey, what the fuck is this? You be ready to cuss. You be ready to cuss. You be ready to cuss. Like, what? So
I can't even say anything because I'm usually the one that's pushing for it because she be taking her damn time with certain TV shows. So I'm just like, we gonna watch it today? Nah, I'm like, okay. I'm gonna give her, in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna give her one more day. And then I'm just gonna, I was out here sleeping and it just came on and I don't know, it just kept going.
Damn, boy. You're ruthless, ain't you?
It doesn't work.
No, I know it doesn't work.
I don't get Liz hooked to shows that I like or I care about because I know I want to watch them when I watch them.
Bro, I tried that too.
I just do it with her shows.
Does she ever catch you with them and just like sit down and be like, I actually like the show. Like, I want to watch this with you.
She'll watch some of it, but she knows it's already like episode 4. And so she's like, I gotta watch from the beginning. I was like, well, when you catch up.
What bothers me is that
it won't make sense.
What bothers me is that, I be looking for shows for us to watch together. Like I try to. And and I guess our tastes are so much different when it comes down to TV shows. So it's like, I guess, I'm not a binge watcher. So, I mean, I'll give it 2 episodes and I'm straight for the day. And we can do something else. Like that's just typically me. Where she will want to spend the whole day watching it and then be done. Like to me, I like to savor it a little bit. In my personal opinion, I like to savor it a little bit. I like to,
Damn.
I do.
I can't do 2. Not when there's 12 there. I'm like, fuck it. Let's finish these bitches up. What happened? And then what?
Right. Especially if it's short, man. I'm not gonna figure it out.
I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I'm just like, look, to be honest, like there's only so much time in the day. And like, I don't know, sometimes I want to do different shit. Like sometimes I want to just go downstairs and play PlayStation. Sometimes I want to go record a podcast. Sometimes I want to do different things. So yeah, dog, no, I'd rather not watch this the entire day. Like, no, I don't want to do that. I kind of would like to do something else. So I mean, I guess, like I said, from that standpoint, I guess maybe I'm encouraging this behavior or what have you. But it's like, this is the thing though, with me, if you move on ahead, typically speaking, beforehand, if you moved on ahead, I wouldn't care because, I'd watch it on my own. I'll figure out a way to catch up and then we'll watch it. We'll reconvene in the middle. That's typically how it used to be. What started happening though, is in the beginning of our marriage, I would watch ahead. But I was always willing to rewatch the episode with her. I don't care. I'll just play on my phone or whatever and let you watch it, and then we'll reconvene, and then we'll move on forward.
I can't do the play on my phone thing because she'll laugh. She'll look at me like, you ain't laughing. I'm like, oh shit, my bad.
But I guess she had an issue.
It's just like, I don't know. It's wasting my time.
Rewatching some shit that is a waste of an hour of your life. You're like, I could be doing something else, but no worries.
I mean, what are you really doing? But anyways, in my but this is the thing, right?
I'll fall asleep then, or some shit, some silly shit would happen.
Yeah, okay, and then we wake up and then, like we're at the episode and we're watching the episode together. Like I don't understand it, but apparently it was like the most offensive thing, and she would lose it. So like now I'm like, I have these strict rules. Like if we watch something together, like that's just it, because I got based out. Like I got yelled at because I went and saw Ninja Turtles by myself. And it was like, well, I mean,
the cartoon one?
No, like the first live action one, the first new live action.
Oh man,
yeah. The one that wasn't so bad.
Like the new one, that they're 6 feet.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, the new one, where they're like giant.
The
and there's
old
no way,
like
no one.
98 were like amazing though.
The first 2 were. That third one was
ninja.
Yeah.
And I think and then the second one, while it was good, right?
Which one was the second one? Was that the one with
the second one was
the Chinese
that's the third one. That's the third one. And that's terrible.
Okay.
Second one was that boy did the karate shit, the pizza boy.
Yeah, that's the second.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Secrets of those.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna say that because I don't feel like defending my point. But anyways, the second one was good. The second one was good. It's fine. But so so what are y'all rules of engagement then? What do y'all do? So Chris, it has to verbally be stated that
Yeah, we both were like, that was good. Hell yeah, that was good. But if one of us like, she tried to watch that Bridgerton show, and I was like, I don't get it. You don't like it? I was like, nah. And she's like, okay.
okay.
Like 30 episodes deep. And I don't care. I come in there, I see some parts, and she'll explain it to me. I think she enjoys that part too. So so and so happened, and this happened, and that happened. Like, get the fuck out of here. Oh,
That's
cool.
great.
Yeah.
That's dandy.
You got some more popcorn?
Man.
Well, that's just swell. That's just swell.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I see
All
it.
right. Got it.
That's crazy, baby.
So
I
that
said-
nigga right married to her? Okay.
You're right.
You gotta start shooting, and she playing the piano like this. They upset with each other, huh?
Man.
I asked
you
a
over here.
stupid question. She asked me like when we go see like Batman or some shit. She's like, "Who's that?" That's Alfred, baby. Alfred's just the butler. Okay. Who's
Are you
that?
allowed that? You allow that? I don't allow that. If it's like a movie I
do.
really want to see, I was like, no. I remember one time when Transformers came out, I was dating this girl, and I was like, listen, I need you to understand that I've been waiting for this my entire life. So I will explain everything you want to learn after this movie.
Mark, you're
you
tough.
let
Why'd
me-
you take her? Why don't you just go by yourself?
Right.
Because it was one of those situations.
You would have saved so much money.
Man.
Because
And enjoy the
it
movie.
was one of those situations. She wanted to go see the movie. So I'm
shit,
not
you
telling her
got to
no.
see it on another date.
I figured, like, look,
Yo,
hey man, like I said, man, it worked. We talked about it afterwards. I explained the whole thing, like this, and that. Because Megatron's this, Decepticons of that, Autobots of that, all types of cool stuff, all types of.
well, I
cool
know
jazz.
Liz. She'll fall asleep by like 10 minutes in, so I indulge her for a little while. I'm like, yeah, that's not so. She's like, I'll look back. She's like, oh, she's gone. I'll wake her up when the movie's over.
I mean, listen, I give Candace. I mean, she's done toughed it out. She toughed it out to Star Wars. She's never liked Star Wars, so
I haven't either.
And them first three, and those last three movies were terrible. Like, they were terrible.
They're so long.
Yeah.
The last three, like the Disney ones.
Yeah, the Disney ones.
Oh,
I mean, the first one was good. The second and the third one was like the rise of Skywalker is like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know. I like them.
Do you?
But I don't have the originals to compare it to, which everybody says is all great, but it's out of order. So it's how can it be great, but they're out of order? I don't know.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you some real nerd shit when it comes down to Star Wars. I'm gonna be honest with you. The original movies are good in comparison to that time period. If you were to watch those movies now, they're terrible. Just is what it is. Like
gotcha.
Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. I mean, you like the characters, right? So you'll watch them. Yeah. To me, because I'm a nerd, like the expanded universe is what I particularly care for. Like the Old Republic and all the side stuff that had to do with Vader and all the other stuff. That's the stuff that I like. The stuff that was written and all the other stuff. I still like the movies because they're based. I mean, they're the source material. So I mean, of course, I'm gonna like the movies to some degree. But I'll be honest with you. Like, if you look at it from the lens of like just watching a movie, right? Like, if you were to compare it to like I don't know, like the Winter Soldier, like you definitely choose the Winter Soldier over all those movies. Like,
yeah, 100% every time.
you wouldn't even think about it. Like Winter Soldier,
like, recommended.
You'd still watch Infinity War before you watch any one of those movies. It just is what it is. I mean, those just but I mean, at this point, it's nostalgia. Like I watched Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is not.
That's pretty good. I like that shit.
I haven't made it past the first episode yet.
You like Cobra Kai?
Good. Yeah,
you like Cobra Kai? I like Cobra Kai too, but
it's really terrible. It's a terrible. Like
it seemed like it was a bad idea.
It's a bad show.
That the whole movie's like the whole show's like it would not be real because one nigga came in there trying to do karate and got his someone's gonna bust his ass. Like, oh, that karate doesn't work, huh?
Honestly, and they're in California, and I just look at all the black kids, and I'm like, so y'all ain't got no cousins in Compton? Like, you just letting these white kids just come up and just kick you in the face, and it's all good? Like, you didn't bring nobody. They just go, like the fat chunky kid, like, you just gonna let the white boys just come up and just steal all your, all the prizes at your job, and you're just gonna be like, that's it?
They coming around with, like, Yamaha motorcycles and shit, like, who has a motorcycle in high school?
Right.
What group has motorcycles in high school?
Man.
I knew one kid, and his dad was crazy. So that's the only reason he had a motorcycle.
I knew one kid too. I knew one kid that had it.
But it wasn't the safety. Like,
But it was like
imagine us with
a team of them. A team of them that all knew karate.
Yeah, and they all just like, hey man, we break boards. Like, if any nigga, the kids that did karate in my school did not do karate in real life. They just like, we didn't know about those kids. We're like, we know they did it because they would say some shit. We're like, don't try that shit over here, man. Come on now, go on.
Probably would have got your ass kicked.
Maybe, but it's something that he wasn't trying to do. I wasn't trying to figure it out either. Like, go on now, ain't no trying to fuck with you now. And they normally were like, you know, playing with Pokemon cards later on that day. Like, they weren't just like walking around like, yeah, we're the baddest motherfuckers in school. Like, nah.
No, apparently in California, if you know karate, you're the greatest man in the universe, and you can just walk around. You get all the baddest chicks, and you know you can get Yamaha bikes, and you get montages. You get really great montages. You know, the best around. You know, you just
grown ass men just break out into karate like.
I mean, honestly, if you break down Karate Kid in general, there's so many like liability issues. Like, first of all, hey, Asian man, you can't just beat up white kids and nothing happens to you. Like, you can't just jump a fence and just beat up 5 white boys from affluent families and nothing happens to you. Something's gonna happen to you, and it's not gonna be John Kreese. Like, something's gonna happen to you.
It's not gonna be John Kreese. It won't be him. He's the least of your problems.
I'm just saying, you can't just jump over a fence and beat up 5 white boys in California in the 80s and nothing happens to you. Like, you're going back to wherever you came from. Like, that's just how that works.
You know the crazy part? That Danny guy, he acts the exact same. Like, if you watch him in the old Karate Kid and then watch him now, he never changed. He just got old. Oh man. Like, I was like, shit, he didn't get no acting lessons, no nothing. He's all these years.
Well, Ralph Macchio was always a terrible actor. I mean, he's always Ralph Macchio is not terrible, but he's limited. Whoever, yeah, he's limited. Whoever plays Johnny Lawrence actually does a decent job.
He does a better job.
He does a decent job of playing that character. Like, it's believable and it's funny. So
have they done anything else besides that? Is that it for them?
Ralph Macchio was in Outsiders. Ralph Macchio was in.
Oh, he was in that.
My Cousin Vinny. Ralph Macchio was in a couple other movies.
He was in Outsiders.
Whoever played Johnny Lawrence, he has one of those faces that just looks like every other Caucasian male. So I don't know what he's ever been in. No offense. He just looks like.
I do that pretty often. Like, he's in this, and I look it up. I'm like,
I was saying, like,
it was just the angle. It was just the angle.
He just looks
I'm not racist.
he looks like he can play, like, you know, like the villain, like, you know, douchey white dude, and then there you go. There's some people who can just do that, like, you know. Yeah. And then there's, you know, Tom Cruise and, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio who can play everyone. You know, right. There's a difference. Oh, but yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Karate Kid's funny.
Just like, what's his face played every black old person ever.
Who?
Boswick.
Chadwick?
Yeah.
Boswick? Damn, man. You just damn.
Is that his last name?
Damn. That's a Black Panther. That's a Black Panther.
Is that his last name? What's his last name?
I knew there was something wrong with you, Chris. That's a Black Panther, Chris.
That's what I said. What's his name? I couldn't think of his name.
Oh, Lord. No wonder you don't have a problem with light skin. Like colorism. You're just like...
All these niggas look alike to me. He's black. All y'all niggas look alike. Shit.
He's a Chadwick Boswick, huh? Like, who the hell is that?
Chadwick, what's his last name?
It sounds like a fucking wrestler. No, Boswick. Bozeman, sir.
Bozeman. There it is. You know that's Panther.
No, I didn't.
Shut up. He played every he's played every black person ever.
Yeah.
He played them all. I was like, is that how white people think of us? They all look the same. Let him play all of them.
Or he just did a very good job.
He did very great on all those roles.
But I'm just saying, like, and they said, we need a good actor to capture this powerful character.
They couldn't find anyone else.
No. Denzel was done doing it. Denzel was done doing it.
What was the only one I didn't see? The only one I didn't see is he played the lawyer.
Thurgood Marshall.
There it is. Yeah,
I didn't see that one either. I
And
saw the
there's
Rick
one on
James
Netflix.
one.
I haven't seen one. Yeah, Rick James is really good. And
Not Rick James. I said Rick James.
Robinson.
no, I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. James Brown.
James Brown. Oh my gosh.
You don't know James Brown? That's James Brown. Sorry for having a lapse of. Jesus.
You just can't forget who Black Panther is after
You
that
can't forget who
colorism
fucking James Brown is.
After that colorism conversation. It just looks, it just looks real bad for you out here, man. I'm sorry. Uncle Ruckus having ass. Anyways, like I said, the only reason why we watched Cobra Kai because I watched Cobra Kai because I watched Karate Kid and it was a childhood thing and I really loved all that. So you gravitate to those things in your childhood, so it just is what it is. Essentially, that's the only reason why we. I think that's the only reason why I give it any burn. But speaking of childhood transition, Tim, you had something very unique you were saying about just childhood in general, and I think you should bring it to the podcast.
No.
I'll transition by putting someone else on the spot.
So I'll do it.
It's his transition. What are you talking about? Shut up. You ain't never transitioned from shit. How about that? Got all the fucking lights in the background on the screens. You can't transition. You can't handle a transition.
You have none.
Right.
So you have to make up for that.
Anyways, okay, enough. Enough's enough. No, me and Hannah were talking about like how we could help our kids get like a one up on the competition or like help them in life, and came up with we're in the market to buying a house or whatnot, and we didn't know about like the 20%. If you don't pay 20% on a house, you have to pay the PMI, and I think there's some type of other fee that goes along with it. And I was like, well, that'd be nice if we would have known, or if our parents were in a position to throw that out there, or just anything to help out in a financial sense. Not that we really need it, but it's just a stepping stone that we don't have to worry about, that helps your kids get along. So we're like taking 20% or helping kids education. Like which one would you go after? And at first I was kind of like education, then I was like, nah, the house would be better because that's just more income in your pocket, as well as you could afford more house after you're done paying that house off and everything. So I don't know, we kind of went down this weird rabbit hole of what's the best way to position your kids in a financial manner, but not like over babying them, so they still know the value of a dollar, but they're not reliant on you.
Random spoons. Invest in random spoons.
In random spoons?
Rent.
Oh.
Random spoons. Spoons.
I think it's timing, Tim.
See,
That's how I looked at it.
Hold on, guys. The soup is free, but you rent the spoons. Go ahead.
Knowledge.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, Tim, I think it's based on timing, because I think 18 years old, right? You're like education in college, or the house is like, well, depends on like at what stage you're at. Now, let's say that you have like a scholarship or some shit, so you don't have to really pay for college. And yeah, the 20%, I'd feel comfortable giving that to you as your first house. But I don't want to give a kid a house and you're selling crack out of the motherfucking next year. Like, I don't know. Like, you're not responsible enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you have you have a job at 18, but it's like, is that a career at this point? Are you gonna stick with this?
But in that sense, do you safeguard it at that point, or do you just like rely on your parenting and be like, I taught the kid everything I know. He or she's going to do right by my
Nah,
money,
he's a
my
kid.
investment.
No kissing and the heart. Growing up, I go, it's if you don't have to pay for it, you don't respect it. If you don't work for it, you're not respecting it. You don't respect it, and you'll fuck it off somehow. You'll somehow fuck it up just because you don't. It's not like yours. Like if you give somebody a car, right? Like you give your kids their first car,
Mhm.
they're gonna have more problems with that car because they don't care. It's not. They don't have a note on it. They're gonna be like, I want this and I want that and I want the third, and it's like, oh shit. But those kids that have to go out there and work and go buy their first car, and that's a piece of shit. They love that little piece of shit.
You ain't lying.
So I think it's just timing because, like, if you like now, like if your parents are waited now, and you and Hannah got married, and that's the next step, and they're like, okay, cool, we've been waiting to give you this because we knew that this was going to be helpful,
Mm,
but you did all the right things first. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So they help. I'm sure your parents help with your education, and all that shit too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So it's
100%.
just like, I don't know if you can do one or the other, but I wouldn't give them a house up front or the 20% down on the house up front.
No. I don't know. For myself, I look at it and I don't. It's just because either there's benefits to either for both. For me, I grew up in a household. I grew up in a household with that foreign pressure. So, like, there's certain things you're just gonna do regardless, right? Like,
Mm.
it wasn't like you're not. If he goes to college, it was like, oh, you're going to college. And when you get the degree, like it just didn't. Like I
In
didn't
that
really
order.
have options in these regards. So there's a part of me that I can give it a 20%. I can give my now daughter a 20%, right? Or just hold on to that 20% because she's going to school regardless. Like, you're gonna figure that shit out regardless.
Right.
Or maybe just pay for the education because we know that she's going to school. Because there's a part of me that still feels like, okay, well, we're gonna keep this foreign pressure going. Like we're just gonna do that.
Right.
We're just gonna do that a little bit. I'm a big proponent of more of the joint family concept and that whole idea of like when you walk outside, you take that last name with you. So please do not ruin my father's and my last name. Like, don't. You go outside. You don't just go outside by yourself. You go outside with everybody. So I mean, there's certain rules and morals I'm going to instill. With that being said, um, in a perfect world, I'd like to do both, but I think there's no way to go wrong in that. Like if you pay for someone's education, um, you know, that's just things that they're not going to have to necessarily deal with, regardless if they mess it up or not, right? You pay for someone's education. I could see a world where that 20% is respected a little bit more because at the end of the day, no matter what they do, there's 20% down. Now, I think, like Chris said, there has to be some sort of provisions or there has to be something included in that to make sure that that person just doesn't get it and just trick it off. Like if I give you 20% down on the house, then you're 18, you may end up with off-white sneakers, brand new car, and a down payment on a brand new car, and I don't know, Gucci belt or something like that.
Man.
Like I mean, that's just types of things that sometimes happen. And not everyone's the same. I know for myself, if my mom gave me 20% down for a house at the age of 18, I'd be the most lit person you would have seen at A&M. The most lit. I'll be the littiest. The littiest. And then I'll probably do something stupid, like I could probably flip this on that $2 million. Man, I got this money right here. I'm gonna flip
Put it all on black.
Bet it all on black. And then come time to get a house, it's like, well, why are you just struggling for the down payment of a house? You have the money I lent you, I saved for you, right? Yeah.
Well, no, that's just that would be just a foolish thing to do, just to give a child 20%. Like, here's your money right here.
Here's your money. But I mean, I'm disagreeing with you. Like, yeah, I mean,
Just
there has to be some sort of provisions. There has to be some provisions. So, maybe put in a clause or something. Like people put in clauses in a lot of these inheritance. Like, look, you're gonna get this, but you have to do like you can literally put in like you have to hit these targets. Like you have to give me a college degree. You have to do this, and then when you do this, this money is yours. If you don't, it goes to charity or your sister. and then you're just gonna be the cat with no money.
Man. Nah, so we were thinking like retrospect, like after college when they're kind of finding their own like footing and figuring out the car situation, just credit in general, because that's kind of when I like really kind of mastered like how credit really gets you everything. Like the higher score you get, it's like they give you your money back because you have money. And I was like, you can, well, I'll bring it back. We weren't gonna like you were saying, right, Mark? Like you have to hit these X, Y, and Z goals, and then we can give you your money. Like we didn't want to do it like that. Like if we were gonna do it, we're gonna just give it to them, surprise. Like nobody's gonna know about it. It's just gonna be like a random day. Hey, you worked hard. Here you go.
It's Monday.
Exactly. Just hey. Sun shining.
Check your account, cuz.
Exactly.
We'll get you that house, big dog.
Exactly. Like you check the boxes. You're out here. You're black and you're proud. Pass the bag check.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could do that. I think it has to be like one of those things. It's like like Caden or Charlie has to be like, hey dad, I got this house here. Here's all my numbers, and I see them working towards that. And I go, yeah, here, I like to do it your way. Then boom, here's your 20%. I see you doing X, Y. You've done all the things you're supposed to do. Yeah, but I'd have to see you doing like the actual work though. Like I wouldn't give you the money one random day, but like go get you a house, man. And then it comes back with the coolest car ever. I'm like, what happened? did we make a mistake?
It's a Tesla.
I'm the type. I say for myself, I'm the type. I think I'm gonna have the caveat. I'm gonna listen. This is just what you gotta hit. You gotta hit these metrics to get this money. That's what I need you to do. It worked for me. I guess it's working for my brother. It's kind of like, it's like, look, you got to do X, Y, and Z. If you want to fuck off afterwards, that's fine. I just need, listen, I just need some, listen.
Yeah.
I'll give you 20% for you to get a house. You have to give me a college degree. Gotcha. You have to give me a college degree. It just is what it is. I just need that, that's what I need.
So for me, I don't feel like I don't know, because like everybody walks a different path of life. So like that criteria is different for everybody. Like if they don't want to go to school, I'm not going to really push them, but they better be on something. Like they better have their head on their shoulders.
I'm with you, Tim. Like I'm not trying to push my kids. Like college is a good thing, right? You're going to make more money if you go get a degree and all that shit. But I also I just don't want you sitting in school not knowing what the fuck's going on. Like how much money, I'll tell you, I wasted money just kicking it into school for a while.
Yeah.
I really had no idea. I just like, shit, I'm gonna write this out so I can't write this bitch out no more. So it was like I wasted a shit ton of money. So it was like, why push them to something that they don't even know what they want to do yet? Now, if you're gonna sit at home, you gotta figure out you're gonna get a job. You can figure something out. You're not gonna just sit at home all day. But I don't want to push you to be like, hey, you're going to school at 18. Like, you might want to do something else. You might want to be a plumber. Plumbers get paid too. Shit. If that's your midnight fantasy, motherfucker, go do it.
I feel that. I agree with that. I agree with that, and I agree with what you're saying. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like for us, that's always a proponent of that. That's always that added caveat, right? Like I don't want you sitting there wasting your time. But it seems like for African Americans, that's like more so a thing, and maybe because we don't necessarily have the ready income to pay, oftentimes for college or whatever the case may be. But bro, I mean, the concept of finding yourself at college is just an age-old concept. Like people have been finding themselves at college ever since college was a thing. Like, I mean, not to make it a white and black thing, but Caucasians have been finding themselves at their universities since then. So to me, I don't have a problem with you going. Without necessarily having a plan. I would rather you be there and try to figure out than try to figure it out at the crib. True. Because at the crib, you're going to, the thing about being at the crib and being a person who took semesters off, The one thing I'll tell you about being at the crib is that the crib has its own sets of mentalities and own sets of whatever, and the crib can really draw you in. And next thing you know, you're
Nah,
local.
I guess
You,
I don't
you,
believe that because mine happened. I didn't get a degree till like my fucking son was about to be born. Then it's like something else triggered. I gotta hit X, Y, and Z now. If I didn't have Caden, I wouldn't have graduated because I didn't see the point in it. I had no one else to look out for but myself. So it was like shit.
sure.
That's not important to me. It wasn't important.
And
You know,
and there's like a factor of like, well, I feel like with our culture, like our parents was like, you better get out there and do something because like the neighborhood or whatever where you came from wasn't always the best to put you in that, and they always, your parents always wish better for you.
foreign pressure, baby. Foreign pressure. I was raised by a Nigerian and a Haitian. So it's like, hey, so you want to be the dumb one? Because I mean, there's a whole subculture of just
That's tough.
in being a Nigerian where it's just kind of like, so what does your son do? Okay, my son's a doctor. What does your son do? Oh, okay. And that's just a construct of like the whole thing that creates like that's just your whole construct. It's kind of similar in the Caribbean side too as well, where it's kind of like, there's kind of like this underlying pressure of like, yo, you're not gonna embarrass us. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you have
we,
to be foreign. Like
we-
when your
I've-
daughter grows up, I think that's the conversation. If you hanging out with your friends and someone's like, "What's your daughter doing?" She's at the house, you'd be like, "Shit, I don't know." Like everyone's parents do that shit. Like, what did your son? What did your daughter do? Like that was a thing until they realized, oh, they make money and they leave you the fuck alone. But everyone wants to brag about their kids. That's just something different.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's weird,
Yeah.
man, because it's like it structures their whole social dynamics and all what's going on, and like you become the family that everybody talks about. Like, oh yeah, their son is out here doing
It's
this and
like
this and
an
that. It's like a weird thing, man. It's a
underlining like
weird thing.
social status.
And plus, it's just that construct. Like, I mean, I was not allowed to be stupid. Like, I really wanted to be stupid in high school, and I wasn't allowed to be. I wasn't
Why'd you
allowed
want
to.
to be stupid?
Right.
I just,
Who the fuck? I wanted to be stupid. Like what?
Wanted to
I
be
really did. I really did. I just didn't want. I didn't want to try, bro. I didn't. I was lazy, and my dad and my mom was just like, "No, you don't get to be." And it's like, "Fuck, man." I literally felt like I was forced to be smart. It's funny now because you think about it and you go, "Well, whatever," and you feel good about yourself, but I didn't really have choices in that. That wasn't like a discussion.
Gotcha.
That
So
wasn't like, no, over here we're smart. But dad, I want to go, no, over here we're smart.
What did you
You're gonna
want
go
to
to
do?
college.
What was your want? What did you want to do?
I just want to fuck off, man. I was a lazy piece of shit. I didn't
just
wanna
have
do
fun.
anything. Yeah, I
That
just
was
want
it.
to finish. Yeah,
Like you didn't have no aspirations to do shit. You
bro, no,
didn't
I
want to
didn't.
do nothing.
No, I didn't. No, I'll tell you
Shit,
that.
what?
No, I did not. It's
What made you like that? Like what were you just
hmm?
like? I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do nothing. Like
I'm
you
more.
like
It's really weird. I've done some analyzations about myself. I'm very much so just in the moment. So that whole like absorbing the moment thing, it's like a good quality to have because you do the whole like you have a tendency to enjoy everything that happens. Like even right now in this whole situation, I'm fully aware about this. I'm fully aware in this space. Um, and while there's other things that have to be done, my brain is really focused on this space right now. And I've always been that way. But you know, for me, I would say that a lot of my success was just because I just didn't want to embarrass my parents. That's just is what it is. I was just raised in that mentality. This is like, look, in our household, we have to do this and that. And honestly, the fact that I'm not a lawyer or a doctor is kind of like, I mean, whatever else you do is okay, but I was supposed to be a lawyer or a doctor, and it just didn't happen. That's why honestly, I've thought, I thought about going and getting my law degree just after the MBA, just because it's like, okay, well, I could just do this one final thing, and the crescendo, I owe them no more. But I mean, I don't feel like going to law school, so no, no.
Oh, no.
But like I said, my daughter might have aspirations or whatever the case may be. I think for myself, I don't have a problem doing the 20%. I'm hoping my child is smart. I mean, they're raised by two smart people, so I wouldn't mind doing the 20%, but like we have caveats to what you need to do.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in that. Your life can be the greatest thing ever if you do what you're supposed to do, and we'll work towards doing that if you do what you're supposed to do.
True.
The job you have is come back with these grades. That's the only thing you have to do. So you can't do that, then okay. Well, we'll just put you in South Pole and send you to school in South Pole. See how you like that.
Ain't nothing wrong with South Pole, man.
Oh,
It might come back around. Might come back around.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Ain't nothing wrong with South Pole. You fresh as a motherfucker in school.
Yeah.
I think the only thing different I want to show my kids that I guess I didn't really see is just like the hard work that goes behind like establishing good credit, paying bills. Like my parents did it so flawlessly. Like I never saw anyone struggle. I just thought that shit came naturally. I didn't know there's things that people didn't eat at the end of the night. People went to bed with sleep. Like I didn't know. I just thought everyone lived like a normal lifestyle like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I've seen it firsthand from my parents, but what I wish they would have done differently a little bit is just kind of make that a teaching lesson for me
yeah,
of
yep,
like this is kind of what we went through, this is how it happened,
right.
X, Y, and Z, so I can grow from it, right?
Because they'd be like, I want to do this. No, why? Because I said so.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll say. I'm gonna explain more. Like, if you ask for an explanation, I'm gonna give it to you.
Right.
Yeah, this is
There's not really gonna, like, I'm commit myself to. There's never gonna be a time where an explanation is not called for. Like, okay, why am I getting my ass beat? Okay, so sit down, and we're just gonna outline all the things that you've done.
But not even that. Like I remember my parents bought me a brand new car, but I wanted a fucking old Eclipse because it was a stick, and it's like the logic of just sitting me down saying, "Hey, Chris, look at these two things. I know you want one, but let me show you the two differences here. Let me show you what I do to make these decisions here."
Man.
And I had to learn that the hard way. Like this shit sucked, but now I go. Because I used to tell my sister, if you can ride that car to the fucking wheels fall off, or you buy a new car, it just doesn't make sense to get yourself in a fucked up position because it takes forever to get out. It takes forever.
It is, and the system is betting on it too.
Yep, yeah, come on.
Once you're negative, once you're upside down, that first one, if you don't figure out how to get the fuck out of there and start flipping those cards, like you'll always be negative. You'll always be upside down, those bitches.
Yeah, I'm dealing with that situation right now.
Because I hit you with oh yeah, no problem. You want a new car? We'll just roll that over to the new car.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got $100,000 in car debt.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Happens so easy.
Life lessons.
But yeah.
So I mean, what would be the biggest credit advice you would, I guess you're gonna focus on with your kids?
Pay your bills on time. If you don't do nothing else, pay your bills. If you need like that's the only thing. Like if you just pay your bills, you'll be fine. You can fix all the other shit.
Yeah.
Just pay them.
That goes a long way. I think for my unborn kid, I don't know. I think I would just kind of go through the system of like how it actually works. Like it takes history, it takes on-time payments. I mean, obviously this wouldn't be like when they're little or whatever. Like this is high school, probably after high school, because that's when life says, hey, get this credit card, you can buy anything. Yeah. So just this is how it works, this is what it affects. If you keep this good, you could get anything. It's cheaper. Like just the highlights.
The credit part, that's the most important thing. I don't think people ever, and I think finances in general, for some odd reason, like I guess I don't know if you're ashamed to talk about them or if it's just something you don't do. Like my folks never really talked about finances. Like
it was a way to protect you.
That culture.
Yeah, that was just what the culture was back then.
They set me up amazingly. Like by the time I was in college, I had like a 7-something credit score, and I had like crazy history and all kinds of shit. Like It was crazy. So like the moment I had a job for a real job, it was like you can get anything you want, and I did. And so it was
Hmm.
like, but they didn't tell me that shit. No one told me. I just thought it was just by luck.
That's what you start out with, like you just
Yeah, so
start at
everyone
a
started out like
750. When you turn 25, you start out with a 750. That's
that.
No, sure isn't.
wrong.
Sure isn't. Sure isn't, fella.
That
Sure
long
isn't
struggle
at all.
back to the top was that was a struggle.
I just went through it, but I just went through it, player. Just
Yeah.
went through it.
But that's it. But that hard shit, like going through that, I will never fuck my shit up again. I will die. I will go hungry before I miss any payment. It gives me anxiety if I think about shit and I go, did I not pay that? I will wake
Yeah,
up and pay that shit.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Hey man, you didn't get chased around by the repo, man. So
Man.
you ain't go
I
through
can't
shit.
say I did that, man. I cared about my cars, my vehicles. I cared about. I'm talking about
Man
credit
rolled up
cards.
on me. My man rolled up on me like, "Where is that?" I was like, "Oh man, had to
You
get
wild.
little. Had to get little. Had to get little."
Wake up and be like, shit, man, someone stole my car.
Nah, I knew better. That shit was
Right.
in the garage. I knew better. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, nah, you gonna work for this one, player. You're gonna have to
Right.
come up with some themes, some schemes. But I say for myself, one lesson. I mean, I'll explain credit cards when it comes down to some financial. I explain credit cards. I'll make sure they understand, like, make sure they understand what the benefits are for other people for her to end up in credit card debt. That's just number one. And then also, I mean, I guess the number one lesson, honestly, man, for me, and it sounds weird and like, whatever, besides the credit card thing, is just really I want her or my family to know about their family and their family history. I just don't want them to understand it. I feel like if they have a true understanding of like the journey, they will get it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it worked for me.
Nah.
But once I understood it, and I was like, okay, because a lot of what I told you recently about like my motivations was based upon the fact that I watched my mom go through it, and then I had the conversations of like what it took to be here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
On both of them, for both of them. So even though they're not together, I heard both of their stories to some degree, and it was just
Mhm.
kind of like, oh, okay. So it's just like, there's certain things like while things were a game, they weren't a game. Like I knew that at the end of the day, like even if I didn't want to, like I had to present at least two pieces of paper to
Right.
my mom. Like here you go, so on and so forth. And some would argue that maybe that pressure is a lot, but I just feel like it's formative, and I don't know, man. Like I feel like if you have to give kids something. It's weird. Like, you also ever seen the movie In Too Deep
Yeah.
with Ella Cool J? Remember how he was talking, explaining like, man, I gave him God. Like, you gotta give people something. People want to feel like they're part of something.
Yeah.
I feel like when raising kids, like you have to make sure. I don't know. I feel like it helps if you have them feel like they're a part of something. Like they can't just be like, y'all last names mean something. And even if before you it didn't, it has to mean something for me at least, it has to mean something as you're moving forward. Like, I mean, you need to understand this and this and this. Like, I have a daughter, so I'm going to explain to my daughter that you come from a long lineage of strong women. Like, you just need to understand that, like, the women in our family were never weak, never in my family, never in my father's family, and not so much it doesn't really look like it was in your mom's family either. And now, does that mean that you can't have human moments or whatever the case may be? Yeah. I'm not
Right.
expecting her to be like, Thanos or nothing, but
Carry it.
but but I just need her to understand that that last name means something. You're walking around with that. You're part of something. So you have to hold that accordingly. You can't just, like, no, we're not. No, I didn't do that. I mean, your mom didn't do that. I mean, we don't do that. This means something. You have to be a part of something. So I don't know. That's my long-winded answer.
That makes sense. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think I just saw it's like I saw my dad and he was doing like I was like, I gotta be like that. I gotta be. So I was like, I guess I didn't need all that other stuff. I just like I want to beat him.
Yeah,
That's your lineage.
that healthy competition of I gotta
just gotta beat him.
one up.
Maybe that's your own version of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like what you're saying is right. It's just like I like without him saying it, I was watching it,
Yeah.
and that's what I want.
Yeah, everybody wants their own story. Like I made it doing this. Well, I made it doing that.
Yep.
It is.
Well, that was a super deep conversation. We didn't really talk about like, stories or anything like that. So that was great. Nice job, Tim. Just Tim. Nice job, Just Tim. Coming up in the clutch. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, I think we're at that point. We've been here talking to y'all for about almost 2 hours. And
Hour and 30
I want
minutes.
I kind of want to stop talking to you guys now. So I think it's perfect time to close. Anybody else have some final words for our audience?
Financial health is important. Ring that bell. Subscribe. We doing it again.
No, guys, honestly, we do this week to week for you guys and for us, but for you guys mostly. The 5 of you that there are. But no, for real, honestly, guys, we appreciate all the love, all the support, all the listens, all the comments, what we're getting, all the positive feedback. Please like, share, subscribe. We'll be coming soon to your audio platforms, so definitely check us out there. If you're more of a drive and listen kind of person, you'd be perfect for that right there as well. This is Logical Crazy Talk. I am Money Mark. That's Lifestyle Flashy Chris and Just Tim, and we're out. Peace.